Hey guys, happy Saturday. So, really quick, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about a few things that I noticed and I wanted to share. Um, it's not necessarily notary specific, but I am a notary and this is a notary support group channel. So, I will be talking about that as well, of course. Remember, if this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can be notified when I drop new content. Now let's go ahead and get started. So here are some notes that I wanted to touch bases on with this video. Now, a lot of people ask me like all the time, how do I market to get business? And at first it was like, okay, I can't tell you over and over again how to market because it's never going to change. I think that some people really are waiting to hear me say something that's going to be easy for them to do. And they don't realize that nothing about marketing is easy. It's just not. You do have to put in the work, you do have to be consistent, and you do need to make sure that whatever you're marketing, make sure that you are knowledgeable about it. Okay? It's important that you educate yourself because you want to be prepared to answer questions that customers may have about the services that you offer. If you are not confident enough to know what it is customers need to know to use your services, you need to just educate yourself a little bit more. Okay? That's really, in a nutshell, what you need to do. Perfect example. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of being referred to an individual that could use my services. Okay. How I was referred to this person is because I had met with an individual during one of the many networking events that I attended last year. And me and him decided to meet after the networking event to talk a little bit more. Basically, what the conversation was about how we can support each other's businesses. What type of people do you want to work with? What are the services that you are providing, right? So we both shared on that. And he was just really surprised about how much I knew. And he was confident that I would be a good fit for several people that he did work with that could use my services. So that was really cool. So I met with the person yesterday. We met via Zoom. And I was just telling him, I'm really trying to convert a lot of my services to being online. I really want to do more on. Sorry about that, guys. When I decided to record this video, I did not check to make sure that my computer had enough power. So my computer just went out. I just plugged it back in. So anyway, as I was saying, I was explaining to him that I want to start doing more online business. I am mobile, of course, for those individuals who prefer, face to face in traditional notarization, but I really am trying to convert a lot of my business over to doing, sorry, hold on a second. I'm really trying to convert most of my business over to online. So he was liking what I was saying. He was asking me a little bit more about online, and I gave him an earful. I know a lot about online notarization. I do online notarization. I've worked for businesses who ask for online notarization, so I had a lot to tell him. He was very impressed. In turn, he referred, I'm talking about the person that referred me to this individual, right? No, 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 no. In turn, he decided he wanted to work with me. I forgot I am talking about the person I spoke with yesterday via Zoom. So he decided that he wanted to work with me. He also disclosed to me that another individual offering online notary service had came to him to try to gain business from him, but he did not make it clear as to how that worked. So you see how important it is to know what you're selling when you're selling it. You can't go offering services that you don't know anything about. Even if you don't have the experience, knowing, having that knowledge is key because he doesn't do online notary. So he doesn't know anything about it. So you knowing something about it to be able to explain it to your customers so that they have a good idea of how it's done and if that's something that they want to do, that is important, guys. That's super important. Long story short, I am now going to be his preferred online notary. And he gets enough business to where he'll be able to put it over to me. And he also told me, like, hey, I'm trying to do just like you and convert most of my business to online. So that we're both on the same page with that. And it was an awesome experience. And I'm so happy that I was referred to him. But this would have never happened had I not met the man who referred me to this individual at the networking event. So when you guys are thinking about how do I market, you got to get out there. You can't just sit at home. You can't just do cold calling. You can't just do cold emailing. You can't just 1 month go and visit a couple of places and then do nothing else for that. You cannot do that. You need to get out there. You need to try all avenues of marketing to see what works for you. Going to networking events in my community works for me. So that is something that I will continue to do moving forward because it's important that people get a chance to see me. A lot of people want to see who they're working with. All right. Now, another thing I wanted to touch base on is persona. All right. When you are um, focusing on gaining business, especially direct, you want to make sure that you have the persona of professionalism. You want them to know that you're assured, you're confident in what you do. And most importantly, you're knowledgeable. Like you got to know what you're doing. You got to. You can't just be out here thinking that you could just throw any type of services up there saying that you do it and you don't know what's required of you to do that service. You don't even know if that's service you really want to do because you haven't researched what it all takes to do it. There are some services that I researched and I saw that others were doing, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I'm like, no, I don't think I want to do that. It's not for me. So it's important. Yeah, you want to build your portfolio of services, but don't just be offering anything because that may not be something you want to do once you research it and see exactly what it is that's needed. When it comes to doing notary, you need to be professional. Okay. You can't be kicking it, and having the same type of persona you would when you're kicking it with your friends and family. That's not a business that's not going to want to work with you. Okay. Another example, if you are offering efficient services, that takes a whole different type of persona either. You cannot use that same persona that you're using for efficient services with notary services. Doesn't work. For an efficient, you need to be bubbly and upbeat and loud because you want people to be able to hear you, you know. As a notary, That's not the type of persona that they're looking for. They're not looking for upbeat, bubbly, and loud. They're looking for a professional, business minded individual. That's what they're looking for. None of that equates to being loud. After you've showed them your professional side and you guys build a relationship, then you may, be able to lighten up a little bit and be a little bubbly, a little upbeat. But in the beginning, that's not that's not the type of persona that you want to go into when it comes to your notary business. Okay? And I'm not telling you that, oh, well, I can't be myself. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you remember when you were a kid and your parents would, you would be one way at home, but when you were out with your parents, you had to act a totally different way. It wasn't because your parent didn't want them to see who you really are, it's that your parent wanted them to know that you are a respectable person and that you have manners. Okay. When you're at home, when you're just kicking it, you can be a little lax with those things. But when you're out in public, you really need to exercise how much of what you know, you know. Okay. So that's like super important. So that was really all I had. I wanted to share with you guys those tidbits. I do hope that you were able to get value from the information that I just shared with you and that you are successful in your marketing endeavors. All right. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you can find me at Bealey's Notary Services LLC. I do have a support group and a membership. My support group is free. I am capping that group at 50 people. So if you're interested in getting in that group, you got to get in there because I got 41 people in there right now. In my membership, it is not free, it is paid. It is $10 per month. Or if you purchase the General Notary course, you automatically get included into the membership. So you can find that information at www.thenotaryeducationgrp.com. And as always, thank you for watching.